There are a lot of possibilities when it comes to EveryChat's text message autoresponders. You, of course, have the basic stuff for when somebody texts you for the first time, EveryChat can reply back. You also have your typical after-hours autoresponders, and you even have missed call autoresponders if you integrate platforms like RingCentral, Lawn Phone, or DialPad into the product. We can text people if you miss a call. But what a lot of users end up using within the product are our keyword autoresponders. And these are really valuable from the standpoint of you can tie them into your after hours autoresponders so that the system can ask people questions and qualify incoming leads. Then you can also use this on things like door hangers or Facebook ads or just digital ads in general. Or, most importantly, you're going to find this used a lot of times on physical ads. Things where there's a high friction point in people trying to reach out to you, because a lot of companies still ask their potential customers, hey, pick up the phone and call us. But what happens is people are busy, they might not have time to call you, so they say, I'll do it later, and then they never get back to you. So with that in mind, you can use our keyword autoresponders for people to scan a QR code or to text a keyword like free quote to your phone number, and that will kick off our automated bot to ask them questions, understand who they are, why they're reaching out to you, and collect valuable information that your team needs to understand who this lead is and what's the best next step that we need to take with them. That's one of the major options that you have with our autoresponder feature. So let's talk about setting this up, and we're going to go through each one. So we're going to talk about the basic after hours autoresponder. We're going to talk about the new contact autoresponder, and then we're going to talk about the keyword autoresponder. We will discuss the missed call automation in a separate video. So let's start off with the simple ones. So let's do an after hours autoresponder, and then let's go through these basic features here. So first thing is we're just going to activate it, and then we're going to specify what days are we open. So we're going to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then we're going to specify what times we're open. So we'll just leave it as 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then this is going to tell the system how frequently we want to send this message. So for example, what you're specifying here is that if somebody texts us while we're out of the office or while it's outside of business hours, and then they text us a follow-up right after this, this is a protection to make sure that we don't send this this after hours text for both of those messages. So that way it's not repetitive, and it just seems a little bit more realistic, because why do you have to text them after each individual message that they send you after hours? So what this is going to do is it's going to say send this missed call or send this after hours message once every 12 hours if they text us. So if they text you 3 times after hours, in a 12-hour span, we will only send that message once. And then after that 12 hours elapse and they text you again, maybe after hours again that next day, we will then send it again then. So you can specify how frequently we send this message. And then from here, this is just specifying what channels you want this autoresponder to work on. So both, in this case, we'll be updating this. But now, since we have Instagram too, this will work for text, Facebook, and then this will work for all 3. We'll add the Instagram option here soon. And then this is just the message, of course, that you will send in that after hours text. So that's basically it. All you would need to do is just click Save Changes. And now your after hours autoresponder is set up. So we can go back to the list and you will see that it is active. So the next thing that we will do is we're going to set up a single message autoresponder. And from this point, what we'll do here is we're going to activate it. We're going to, again, specify that channel. We're just going to say text message for now, and then you'll update the message that you want to send to people once they reach out to you for the first time. Once you're happy with that, you can click Save All Changes. So from this point, then, we can work on the keyword autoresponder. In the keyword autoresponder, as we talked about, this is going to be where we program in several questions to collect valuable information so that in the inbox, you have that information already accessible so your team doesn't have to manually get it each time. So we're going to click on keyword specific autoresponder. And from there, we're going to build this out. So maybe I want to build a free quote autoresponder. So when somebody reaches out, maybe they see our door hanger, our call to action on that door hanger is free quote or text free quote. So I'm going to say free quote autoresponder. Then I'm going to make the keyword free quote. Preferably one word keywords perform the best. And then we're going to leave it as text messaging for right now. And then we're going to go in here and build out this automated flow. So what we ultimately try and do is make this sound as real as possible. Make it sound like somebody is actively texting with them. You can make it sound robotic if you just need to collect the information that you need and you're not too worried about sounding super real or superhuman. But it's up to you and how you want to build this out. So what we're going to just go ahead and do is add a couple questions here just in this example. So what I might do here is, this is probably fine. Hey, thanks for reaching out to us. Before our team gets involved in the conversation, or before our team connects with you, we just had a few questions so our team has a full understanding of why you're reaching out. If you don't mind, we have a few questions for you. And then from there, we will start putting in those questions. So this question will come right after we send this message. So it doesn't require a user or a customer response. This message and this message are going to be combined. So what's going to happen is you might say, could I get your name? So that's going to be the first question. And then if you want to get the next or create the next question, what's going to happen is the customer or the lead will get this message after they type in the keyword. Then it's going to wait for their response. So let's just say they put in their full name. So Riley Patoshnik. And then we're going to send them the second question. So we might say, thanks. What's your property address? We'll use this for creating a quote. So something like that. And then it'll behave the exact same way. It'll ask the question, it'll wait for their response. And then if you have another question, we'll do it here. So maybe like, do you have a lock on the gate? Something like that. And then from there, once you're happy with that flow, you can have as many questions as you'd like. You'll just say the ending message, so something like, thanks, we'll be in touch soon. Something like that. Of course, you can modify it and make it sound and feel however you want. So once you're happy with that, we'll click close and continue. And then you'll have the option to integrate this into other platforms. This will also work with Zapier as well. So we can detect when an autoresponder is completed and we can send that information off to another system. And then we can also automatically tag people after they complete this autoresponder. So if you want to put everybody into a list that might be used for bulk texting later, that will be an option. So of course, I don't have any tags in this account. So if you do click on this and you have tags, you'll see the list of tags that are accessible within your account here. So we'll click Save All Changes. And now we've pretty much gone through the process of creating autoresponders. You can have as many keyword autoresponders active as you'd like, just as long as they have unique keywords. They can't have the same keyword. You can only have one single message response active at a time, and same thing with after hours, since those are going to be triggered based on the same event, so you can't have multiple. But the keyword autoresponders, you can have multiple. So you can put those on door hangers, on the side of trucks, on Facebook ads, on your website. You can put these anywhere to help you get more leads and leverage texting and its ability to generate, in some cases we've seen as much as 24% more leads on different marketing channels. So it's an incredibly powerful way of bringing leads in the door to reduce friction, to make sure that people don't say, I'll do this later. It's a fast and easy way to get people in the door so that you can communicate with them and progress that sale forward. So if you have any questions, I will be here to help, but this was a general overview of how you create autoresponders in the system.